All right, I'm back. You guys um, weren't gonna not let me know that I was back. All the love and support that you guys gave me is so beautiful. Some of you were texting me and emailing me at 1 o'clock in the morning telling me I was back, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Um, so I'm still gonna continue to post every day on the new channel, the revamped new channel. Okay, the Goddess of Hope. And I'll still post on here. But what I'm also going to do is I don't know if I can even say this on YouTube, but I'm gonna move my membership. I'm gonna move my membership to Patreon. I've already, you guys gave me that idea a while ago, but I haven't really fell through with it. But I'm going to do that because through this situation, it just reminded me of how powerful I am. I mean, how powerful I am, how connected I am to the spirit realm. And I know y'all are probably like, what? Really? Like you do this. Yeah. But I do readings, I connect to energy, but I forgot like my power. You understand? Like my spiritual power, my power connected to the ancestors, how easily I manifest, and especially through spell work. And that was something that I was getting back into anyways, especially giving you guys rituals from the cosmic cash flow. But I'm Kui, I don't know if she's in here. She's been asking me all day yesterday about the money spells and things like that. And I was guiding her through that. And I've just gotten away from it because I have transitioned into just speaking into existence what I desire. But when I lit some candles yesterday, it just re-empowered me. It reinvigorated me. It revitalized me into remembering how quickly I can move mountains through my energy with a flame. And I want to say a special thank you to my ancestors. That's why I didn't get on first thing this morning, because I was paying respects and homage to my ancestors, my spirit guides, Ogun. For those of you who don't know, he's an Orisha. His day is Tuesday, and he literally works through technology. So I lit a candle for him, and I'm going to make an offering to him on Tuesday. But if you ever have a difficult situation like that, he's going to get you through it very, very quickly, as you saw. I didn't have any doubt that I was going to get my channel back. When I pulled the card, I got the sun card. The sun doesn't just come out for no reason. So I knew it was going to come back. I just didn't know how long it was going to take. Obviously, timing is fluid. I didn't know how long it was going to take. And I believe that it came back so quickly because of the spiritual work that I did yesterday. Shout out to Sally Ann. She's a voodoo priestess here in New Orleans. Very well respected. You can look her up. And she's been like my spiritual godmother since, oh my goodness, I went into that botanica when my son was in a diaper and I was in tears going through a domestic violence situation, and she helped me and introduced me to Erzili Danter. And that was the beginning of my relationship with my ancestors and the spiritual realm and the Orishas. And ever since then, I've gone through some shit, but one thing I can say, when I was speaking to my ancestors this morning, and they were reminding me, like I was telling you guys, how I go through so much, but I also can't neglect how protected I am. Even though I'm like go through the ring of fire over and over again, there are situations where I should have been unalived a long time ago. Like that's how serious some of the situations I've been through. So, well, I'm going to get you familiar with Patreon, Shalonda, because I feel like that is probably going to be the safest place that I speak about ritual work anyways, just because of the extensiveness of it, and just really don't know. I'm not playing with YouTube anymore about what I can do and what I can't do and how authentic I can be over here. So that type of stuff, if you are interested, if you feel like you have that ability or you're drawn to that. I always say Aries, if you have a strong Aries placement, you're probably drawn to candles, fire. And that's what I work best. That's what I work best with. I mean, quickly, you see results. But so that's what I'm gonna do. If I could, I don't know if I can even discontinue the membership over here, but I think I'll just keep it for teaching over the summer. Once I think the last set of client work, what do you call it? readings that I have are scheduled for last week. So once that my schedule is completely freed up with personal readings, then I'm going to get back into the teaching the tarot, and I'm going to come back on the membership tab here and do that. I'm currently in the process of making a little journal, a tarot journal, and that is going to be something I already spoke to. I was telling Allie about that, a gift to anybody who has already purchased the tarot course, or if you're in the membership tab waiting for the tarot course, I'm going to be giving those out as well, a tarot journal, and then they'll be just like $5 after that if anybody wants to purchase it. But I'm going to, I guess we're moving. Let's go. Exactly. If you're interested in spiritual work, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to do that on Patreon. I did get an email from YouTube apologizing, saying that they made a mistake. Literally, they said, "I'm sorry that we make mistakes sometimes," and yeah, literally. So it wasn't even that they kept the strike; they took the strike away, and they said that they made a mistake. Which is absolutely freaking amazing, because I'm still talking to people in the Reddit posts, on my Reddit posts, and who are going through the exact same situation as me. And some of them are saying that they still have the strike. And one particular person said they can't get their channel back until August. They have to go through a 90-day probation period. So if you don't believe in the power of prayer, okay, and your ancestors and doing spiritual work, I don't know what to tell you, because they got flagged for the Lover's card just like me. And YouTube ended up apologizing to me, and they are still in a probation period. So that's what your ancestors do for you, you know. That's the power of prayer that I speak to. You know, when you're praying, you don't beg, you command. So yes, you did, Kyra. Thank you so much. In tune with your ancestors. Yeah, I think that we all have certain abilities to do so. I just don't think we all do it the same way. I just don't, because we're all built differently. We all have different abilities in different ways. And so that is something that is, I feel, is personal, and you have to really want to, and you have to open yourself up to it. And you don't have to be so, I think, maybe nitpicky and discouraged. One thing I see for people is that when they feel like they're not doing it right, you'll start creating all these blocks and limitations for yourself. You really have to open yourself up to any type of receptivity from your ancestors, and they show you how they communicate with you. Me, I am empathic. I feel things, but as I've developed, and I think we've all developed in different ways, I hear things now. I don't know if I would consider myself clairaudient yet. I just hear things in my head. So, and I know that it's them, the same way that I heard my mother yesterday. The diversity of our talents and abilities are adds to the collective. Absolutely. Which is why we're all one. This is why we always sit, we hear this. We are one. We are literally all connected. You hear the body of Christ. That's one way of saying it. We are one. We all should be working together using our spiritual gifts that we have to help each other, which is why this is why they're dividing us. Okay. This is why we have race wars. This is why we have class wars. This is why we have wars. It's all, it's all to divide us. It's division. That's all it is. And I know it runs deep. And so, you know, and I know so many types of people have been hurt. There's been so many injustices that it's just so difficult for us to let go of. But if you can ascend past that and realize that you really are all connected, we all are connected. We all go back when we leave this body, we just go back together like that, you know. But the division is what keeps us weak. That's what I feel like. Division is what keeps us weak. It keeps us fragile. But yeah, so that's something that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to have a pick a card reading that is about to play on the other channel in a second. I have a client. I think she might just want to reschedule. Yep. Okay. So okay, because I got to go to the post office and check on some things and drop off some more packages. So before I do that, since she just canceled, I'm going to do a reading for I Heart Aries on here as well. And yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Of course, I crashed out you know, behind the scenes. I crashed out a little bit, but just a little bit, you know, I got to pat myself on the back because I didn't as much as I thought I would. And I think that was the key, you know, because I think that's what real faith is just knowing, right? Having, you know, having the knowing in the things that we cannot see, you know, trusting, believing. And then it was almost like a still human, but it was almost like through this, and I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm gonna share with you, we'll have a TED talk one day. The channel coming down was not the only thing that was going on in my life this week. It was literally like a domino effect of things seemed like falling apart. So it really, I think that's probably why I got numb when I saw the channel go down, because I was just like, if I don't, if I don't have an outer body experience right now, if I'm in my body feeling all of this deeply, then I might just break down. So I literally felt like I had like an outer body experience when the channel went down, just to keep myself in check. Just to keep myself in check. We're going to go to Patreon, Lisa. We're going to go to Patreon. All of I Heart Aries videos I'm going to upload on Patreon as well. But also in addition to that, I'm going to be doing classes on ritual work, spell work, manifestation, things. I didn't even have to light my John the Conqueror candle. And that's amazing. Ogun did it all, but we'll save this bad boy for another day. I'm gonna save that for Patreon. I'm gonna tell you, I was about to tell y'all what I did, but I'm gonna save that for Patreon, because one thing that we do know is that there's still lurkers here. And that's what I was talking to my spiritual godmother about. She was like, you think someone was attacking you? And then we kind of sat down with it. And I was like, when is somebody not attacking me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody said that in the comment section too. When is somebody not attacking me? Since I started this channel, I have always felt spell work. But even speaking to my ancestors yesterday, and even through the pendulum, I asked a question about that myself. I asked the question, I'm like, did somebody do this? And it said no. It said no. And immediately I heard, they're not strong enough to take you down. So even though there's always things that are being thrown at me or in anybody, you know, I think feel like it's the belief, and then also the protection, whatever you want to call it, that those people are made to feel like they're strong, only to kind of set their own trap for themselves. You understand? Like, there's some people who don't have consciousness and are conscious at all of hurting other people or trying to target other people. But the way that I got the download is that eventually their conscious will come back to them, conscious, okay? And it will kind of be like this immense paranoia, right? To where that, because let me tell you, the way that we're attacked is through our mind. So if you have a strong mind, you can pretty much overcome anything. And that's with spell work. That's with everything. That's how spell work energy is attacked to you. It is the mind. That's why I always tell people when they're asking, oh my God, did somebody do this to me? Did I do this? Did I do that? Like, literally, by you having that fear of that, if somebody did do something to you, you're amplifying it. You know, you're giving them power, is what it's saying. This is why I say all the time, you don't fear anything. Don't. I know that sounds crazy, but there is nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear. There is absolutely nothing to fear. If you come from God, there is nothing to fear. Even when it looks scary, there's nothing to fear. Okay. If you are of God. So when you do start fearing, you give the other side power. You feed them energy. So even though I have been spiritually attacked before, how it comes to me is I know it. I get, I would say, symptoms of such like brain fog and things like that, but I instantly know it. And that's my way. That's my ancestors' way of telling me, go cleanse yourself, go do what you need to do. Because we still have to do things in the physical, you know, but fear is so detrimental. It's detrimental to everything. That's why I said, when I told you guys the first time, I'm not about to act out of fear. I'm not about to, you know, do anything like that, because it could have made the situation worse. I always let it go and give it to God and laugh. Oh yeah. I had a good laugh yesterday too, Martha. I thought I was a little psychotic, but I started laughing when I started thinking about this. I was just like, what? Karma always comes back to anyone who attacks us. Well, yeah, I would say whatever you do, it's already, whether it hits somebody or not, whatever you do, it's already back to you. All right. It's already back to you. You send somebody $1, expect that dollar is already traveling back to you. You know, you cut somebody off in traffic, expect that that is already on its way back to you. That's just energy. Energy is never disappear. It never disperses. It only travels. It only transfers. So if you want good things to happen to you, you do good things. And I know that sounds so like, oh my gosh, well, what, it just happens. The fact that my channel got back to me, which I knew it was going to come back to me. Some people would say, well, this is a bad thing. I say, this just taught me something. It taught me how to stay calm. It taught me I needed to connect back to my ancestors. It taught me that I needed to expand, something that I just really didn't. I was just lazy. I just really didn't want to do it. I didn't want to expand. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm still healing. I really wasn't in my creative energy after my mom passed. I'm just starting to get back there. But my ancestors have been telling me, expand, expand, expand. Now, remember when I tell you how the tower moment happens? It's like your guys telling you something and you're holding on to something so tightly until they like let it go. The channel gone. I wouldn't survive. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you guys so much. It was a restoring faith situation, actually. It taught me a lot, actually. It really did. It really did. Just how clear how my ancestors, I heard them more clear. I don't know if you say that like that, but more clearly during a distressing situation, because it taught me how to calm myself instead of, and I feel like that was the connection of my mom. Like I was telling you guys yesterday on the other live, how when she was here, that was my sounding board. So I would freak out because I knew I would always have my mom to talk me off the ledge. But this time I had to do it myself. But if me and her are always connected, it was her, right? It was her energy that is in my energy that is connected. So I felt that very strongly yesterday. When they tell you to go and you don't, they will move you. They sure will. They sure will. They sure will. That's why you shouldn't be afraid to jump off of a cliff. Amazing. All the best. Always. Okay. So I'm about to go do some more cleansing, and then I'll be back on in a little while with a video. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Take care. See you later.